Hey guys, so we are back once again for another Stocks by Request where we feature the top stocks that you guys requested via social media. So for this video, we're going to talk about SM, ABS-CBN now, then Pure Gold. Since this is coming out a bit early, I'm going to try to see also if I can put up another video later on tonight. But for sure, in my main channel, 8 p.m., we have our regular video where we're going to talk about, we're going to drill in, we're going to do a double down on Converge because a lot of you guys requested it. A lot of you guys wanted to know more about Converge. So before I begin no, and talk about certain stocks, I just like to talk about certain things that may somehow no, be some things. I guess some items that you need to watch out for, which may cause certain effects in our economy. Number one, if you've been watching the news, you've seen it in Congress that it's been talked about that the budget that is currently being deliberated, but they need to enact and pass the budget for 2021. And the thing about that is, I've been seeing a lot of talk that there's a possibility that it may be delayed. It may be delayed, but a lot of people are also saying that it won't be delayed. So I'm just saying it like this: if it gets delayed, then there's a risk that it may impact our economy of sorts. Also, please remember last year, or was it 2018? I think it was last year. One of the reasons why the economy also was relatively slower because, or I think it was 2018. And either way, there was a year that the budget was approved a bit late. That's why the release of the funds for particular projects were particularly slower, which in turn impacted the economy. And this is so important right now because a lot of a lot of sectors in our economy need aid. We also need people who need to receive the money would need to get it so that as they start getting the money, somehow, some way, consumption starts to pick up again. Please remember, we 70% of our economy is basically consumption driven. We are a consumption driven economy. That's why we need the wheels to continually turn for Filipinos to continually spend. But for them to spend, they need to have money in their hands. If they have money in their hands, then we will spend. They will spend. So I would like you guys to look at that. The passing of the budget. And what's so important also is the stimulus programs that they will produce. And you can go also to Business World. They made an article also that in the whole Southeast Asia, the Philippines and Indonesia are one of the laggards in terms of the recovery of the economy. But comparing us and Indonesia, we both have high coronavirus cases, but the main difference between the Philippines and Indonesia is Indonesia has not hit its peak yet. I guess our biggest advantage is somehow, some way, we're starting already to restart the economy. We're starting to reopen, and that's why things are looking better for 2021. Things are looking more optimistic for those who are a bit scared, a bit anxious of how the economy will be. There's an expectation that hey, things are getting better for 2021. That being said, though, the PSEI closed higher for today with a very strong, massive volume. So the PSEI closed at 5942. It's still below the 6,000 range. It's up 1.27%. But again, what's interesting about it is volume is at 19 billion pesos, and we have not seen that large amount of volume over the past few months. And and here's what I want to also point out: this large amount of volume is brought about by just one stock, SM. You had a 13 billion value turnover for SM, and the stock closed higher at 2.60 higher by 2.66%, allowing it to close at 888. But that being said, allow me to show you the chart. So let's start first with the PSEI. As you can see here, it's very clear also that uh, today's movement made the PSEI break past this downward trending line. What's so interesting also, intraday, it hit the support. We've been talking about this support range already for so many days that this is a level of support that when once it hits here, there's a chance that it bounces. And guess what? October 8, 2020, the market hit that support range just today. Boom, opened at 5888, then dropped to as low as 5825, which is where our support is. Then it bounced higher, bringing it above the 50-day moving average as well. So nothing much has changed in our markets. The resistance still is the 6,024 level. Now let's look at the large volume for the day, which I'm talking about SM. So for SM, this is how it basically looks. if you'll allow me to zoom out, this is its inherent movement. No, I'll zoom out even further so you have larger and bigger context of how it is. So the large drop that you see here, as you can see now, intraday March 19 SM went as low as 507. And if you'll try to pin this also together, try to at least connect this, the upward push that happened after SM became massively oversold hit a resistance already somewhere at the 983 level. So what's so interesting about SM is it has rebounded already from its intraday lows last March. It has rebounded by almost double, 93% from its closing price here. You can see also that it's already up over 48%. So the rebound, the large move of SM is done already. I think at least from a 2020 standpoint, because we've seen it massively go up, and now it's being blocked by the resistance at the 990 level. And I want to mention this. Please do note that the index is below 6,000, and I want you to note also that the highest, this is SM pre-pandemic levels. SM pre-pandemic levels was around the stock price of SM pre-pandemic levels, at least pre-disclosure that there was that it was a pandemic, was around 1065. The highest that it has been prior to uh, for the past few months was 990. So the upside, I believe, no, from where it is right now is not as big anymore as compared to the other companies that we have been seeing. But it's very, very evident that main resistance to watch out for SM is 990. Main support to watch out for, at least current support to watch out for, is the 827 level. Please do note that SM has not gone below the 827 level since May 2020. Since there was a disclosure that the Manila was going to GC, it started to push up, and that's where we found the resistance at the 990 level for SM. So please do note this: 827 support, resistance is 990. You also have a resistance at the 200-day moving average. And before I continue with the other stocks, I'd just like to mention this. If you're new to this, my name is Marvin Germo. I'm a stock market trader and investor, five-time national bookstore best-selling author. I'm an international keynote speaker. I create daily videos to help you trade the markets with confidence. But even though I create daily videos, none of this are stock picks. None of this are stock tips. None of this is me trying to spoon feed you on what stock are you supposed to buy. Please do not buy a stock just because it's featured here, it's talked about here, it's analyzed here. The whole goal of why I do videos like this is so that you see my style, how I analyze it, how I trade, how I think about it, the logic behind it, the strategy behind it. This is not spoon feeding. This is not get rich quick. This is not, oh, sundan nyo lang lahat ng sinasabi dito. None of that. This is about hard work. This is about you doing the due diligence, learning the rudiments of technical analysis. Because if you get it, it's where you'll win. Eh? And the thing about this is where you get rich quietly. This is where you get rich without any fanfare, because this is just hard work. This is just you doing it on your own at your house. And the interesting about that, no one even has to know how good you are. But if you do it well, even though you're a businessman, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, whatever you are doing, but if you know how to trade the charts, it will just take a few seconds for you to be able to analyze it. But in the same way, it will be a few seconds for you that can change your income. It will be just a few seconds that could change your portfolio and could let your money grow over a long period of time. So we talked about SM. I want to talk about ABS. I'm gonna see, no, guys, if I will do dito. Parang been doing it over and over already, but let's see. Comment below if you want more of dito. But this is ABS. Please remember, ABS is still pretty much fueled by a lot of the news that uh, it's going to be it's going to air their shows in Zoe TV 11 A to Z. So our resistance right now for ABS-CBN, which it broke today, it's very, very clear that it broke past the 200-day moving average. It's very, very evident today that it broke past the 14.35 resistance. One thing to watch for out for right now is this. We have a resistance here at the 16.45 level. I repeat, we have a resistance right here at the 16.45 level. So we have a resistance at the 16.45 level. It's so clear also today that it failed to break the 16.45 level. It's so clear that as it failed to break the 16.45 level, we saw it intraday start to retrace. The stock opened at 13.8. Boom! Large push made it break out from the 14.35 level. Large push made it break out from the 200-day moving average. But there was also a large push that brought it to as high as 16.68. But given that it was at a resistance, it got rejected, but it closed above still the 14.35 level. So please do write this down. Current resistance is 14.35. Please do write this down. Current resistance is 16.41. And that's where we are. If ABS-CBN stays above this 14.35 range, then I believe the range that it could move up to, or at least it could try to attack and it could try to tackle, is support is 14.35. Next resistances are 16.4 and 18.7 over the short term. So that's where we are for ABS-CBN. And what's so interesting about this, at least from a March 2020 level, if you'll allow me to plot this and this, the March 2020 downward push is already broken. And what's so interesting is, let's see how it will play out also over its long-term time frame. But the main resistance right now, 16.4 at least, then 18.7, then something to look at that's very, very long and very, very strong is at the 24.5 mark. So as of now, we're not yet there. It will take some time, but guess what? I'm gonna update you. So SM, ABS, now let's talk about now. So sa mga natuwa doon sa joke ko sa now, na binanggit ko yung now ilang beses kahapon, buti naman at natuwa kayo. Maraming salamat sa, I'm grateful for the ones that are regular, especially that this channel is this channel is very, very new, no? Sila Andy, which is si Andy, she's very, very consistent in my first channel, Marvin Germo, but she's also consistent in this channel. So babanggitin ko siya kasi lagi siyang nagko-comment, lagi siyang TY smash, yun lagi yung comment niya. And then si Patrick Miguel lagi yan. Thank you, Sir Marvs, for this content. I love the hustle. Thank you, Sir Marvs, for all the insights. Yun lagi naman yung message niya. So silang dalawa, they're very, very, I guess, constant. Or si Andy and si Patrick Miguel, they watch every day and then they comment also every day. Tapos lagi natin nakikita yung mga bots yata yun eh. Like sila Natasha Woods. Hi boys. Laging ganun. Yung mga bots lang yun, guys. So ayun, those are the regulars at least for this second channel. I just want to give a shout out also to Chef Isboy. Sabi niya, thanks idol, always been a big fan. Thank you din sa'yo, pati kay Rem Abalos. Thank you also for you, especially to those of you guys who keep on watching and sending messages. Si Reggie Kadasha is asking, thank you, Sir Marvin, always watching your video after my work. Paano bumili ng book? For people in Singapore, I guess the best thing that you can do is Shopee. Email trainings at stocksmarts.com.ph, and then they'll try to figure out how it can be sent. The problem lang with Singapore is shipping costs are, I think, relatively more expensive and higher. But link is in the description below. Next, let's talk about now. So for now, it's quite evident now that now is bouncing off the support here. And the support for now, right now, is 4.25. And the resistance right now, for now, is also at the 4.8 level. So we have a very, very thin band right now for now. So please just write this down. Support is 4.25. Resistance is 4.9. So if this 4.25 support does not hold, next possible support is the 3.69 level. After that, if now breaks out now at 4.9, next possible target will be at the 5.9 level. So please write this down. Current support is here, 4.25. After that, it's 3.6. Resistance is 4.9. After that, it's around 5.9 to 6 peso level. So there. What's so interesting though, for now has pushed up more as compared to Dito, where Dito was relatively down for the day. Dito closed at 5.74 and it's down 0.52, but value turnover is still respectable at 830 million pesos. Yung mga, for those who asked for MPI, it's in the video before this. Ali, ganun din. ICT, ganun din. Tel, ganun din. Nickel, ganun din. Most of those stocks I've featured and talked about in the other videos. Now, I want to end this with Pure Gold. And for those who have been a follower of my first channel for a long time already, I've talked about Pure Gold as one of the more resilient ones. in the PSE, because under this new normal, it's what people will somehow no people will patronize, because spending has shifted towards supermarkets. That's what I really believe. That spending will continue to shift towards uh, where in this new normal, mas importante may mabili ka sa grocery kaysa makabili ka ng bagong pabango, sapatos, maleta, etc. Or at least makabakasyon ka. Hindi na yun yung importante sa in where we are today. But from a tech standpoint, ever since it broke this uptrend, ever since it broke this moving average, we've seen it start to somehow, some way, no, start to slide down and start to push down. This is now your resistance right here, right now, and your current support is this. Pure gold got protected by the breakout from this 200-day moving average, and this is where it is, I believe, right now. If that does not hold, the next possible retracement for pure gold might bring it to the 39.6 level, and it will further reiterate this possible downward push that we're possibly seeing. So failure to hold the 200-day moving average, we may see pure gold drop to around the 39.6 level for the short term. Even MACDs are confirming a more bearish undertone for pure gold as a whole. And again, what I just like to point out is people are in the market to make money. And when people see that, hey, if I even if I sell here at the break, I'm still up, it's still a compelling reason for them to sell. And please remember, that's one of the motivations and why people come into the markets. They're there that kung kontento na sila sa kita nila, magbibenta pa rin sila. So, anyways, I hope you guys learned a lot from this. If you guys want to message me privately, ways to do that is join our YouTube community, our Patreon community, or slide a DM over my Instagram. And there, for those who want to learn more about technicals and fundamentals, links are in the description below. We have books also below, and we have several playlists where you can also watch and learn from that. So, there. I guess that's it. I don't know if there will be another video tonight. Baka isa lang tayo today. Pero abangan nyo na lang. If there will be one more, most likely it will come out at 10 p.m. today. So this video is coming out sabay sa announcement ng government. I hope panoorin nyo pa rin ito kahit kasabay nito yung video announcement ng government about coronavirus. Sana, no? Pero mali yung timing when this is out. Pero okay lang eh. This is when I want to put it out. So comment below kung pinanood nyo ito more than the coronavirus news. I'm just curious also. And comment below if you stayed up until the end, up until the 18-minute mark. Comment 18 minutes if you stayed. I'm just curious, sino kaya ang magstay until the 18-minute mark? So, there. Yun lang. That's it for now. Marvin Dermo. Trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon. Guys, subaybayan nyo also 8 p.m. Talking about Converge ICT IPO. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.